And we're live. It's the God Opulent LDTV. It's the God Opulent LDTV. Blessed Wednesday to all my comrades. That's WINS Day. Happy Wednesday to all my comrades. Have a blessed one. So yeah, man, I got a couple minutes. So I figured I'd come slide through, rap about some things. The first thing is the Brian Norman Jr. interview with Cigar Talk. If you haven't checked that out, y'all need to go check that out. It was a dope interview with Najee. He did his thing. Again, I'm proud of Najee, man. He's really blown up. He's shining out here. He got a lot of haters, of course, for doing his job. Also, that's where I told y'all before that he has one of the greatest interviews I've seen with Deontay Wilder in the last 5 years. So, what I need y'all to do is go check out that Brian Norman Jr. interview that Najee just did. Again, that Cigar Talk. And also check out that Deontay Wilder interview he did. Again, it was one of the greatest interviews I've seen with Deontay Wilder in the last 5 years. So that's what's up. But yeah, man, Brian Norman Jr. has finally resurfaced in an interview with Najee. Man, I loved the interview. From the bottom to the top, I loved it. First, the elephant in the room is that he revealed that his father is no longer his head trainer. And I love that. I love that he realized, like, hey, Pops, you've brought me this far, but we can't go no more from here. So it's refreshing to see that he, as a man, first had the balls to talk to his dad like, yo, this is my career. It's time for you to take a back seat, Pops. So it takes a lot of balls. Like, I could just tell that Norman Jr. is a real man, a real young man, and he's an old soul. And for him being so young, he has a lot of wisdom. And it's great to see. I love seeing young, wise dudes who really act on their wisdom. Because you can have the knowledge and not use it, you know? Knowledge is power only when you apply it. And I love seeing that Norman Jr. applies that knowledge. He applies said knowledge. And that was dope. Another thing that I loved is that Brian Norman Jr. admitted that he underestimated Devin Haney. Now, look, I know a lot of people, they love to, and I'm guilty of it myself, we love to clown Devin Haney about his being feather-fisted. But let's be 100% honest. All these boxers can punch. All these boxers can punch. For the most part, it just depends on the angle that you get hit with the punch. But is Devin Haney a one-punch knockout artist? No, he is not. But all these professional fighters can punch. Devin can punch. Shakur can punch. Let's be honest. If he hit a lot of you civilians, if Shakur or Devin hit a lot of you civilians with a punch, a lot of y'all going night-night. A lot of y'all going straight to sleep. Hold up, what else, Scotty? He said, well, this is interesting. Did not know flamingos could talk. What's it like being a flamingo? You're a boxing flamingo. Hey, Scotty, hit the sub button, hit the like button, fam. Boxing Scholar, what up, fam? What up? Great to see you slide through. Here to show love. I hit the like. I appreciate you, fam. I appreciate it. Hey, Scholar, Vebe was in my chat. No, I was in Vebe's chat like last week. And that's why I met her on your channel. That's why I met her over there on your channel. I had to realize, I'm like, man, I know I seen her somewhere before. And it finally came to me like, yeah, I seen you over there on Scholars. So yeah, she cool as hell though. Cool peeps. Definitely a cool chick. But yeah, Brian Norman Jr., man, it was the interview, man. It was just great to see this man. Damn, what was I talking about before I got thrown off? Again, he admitted that he underestimated Devin Haney, which was great. Like I said, all these guys got punching power. Shakur and Devin Haney, they're just not one-punch knockout artists. So that's that. I also love that he was aware of a lot of the fake love that he was getting, and I foresee that his next camp is going to be a lot more private, because he said that there was people coming into the gym pretty much filling his head with a bunch of stuff that I'm sure as people online were saying. And let me be honest, man, Twitter really hasn't been the same since this fight. Twitter's been pretty lame since this fight has already happened. Like, I really love the build up. Again, I am a Devin Haney supporter as well. But I just picked Brian Norman Jr. to win. And at the end of the day, I was just wrong, right? I was wrong. Ain't no biggie. It is what it is. I'm not here on YouTube to be some super boxing know-it-all. That's not me at all, dog. I just love boxing. And I get it a lot. A lot of dudes on here be super sensitive and super. Hey man, I know a lot of people just bring what they got going on in their life to YouTube. A lot of dudes really ain't got shit going on. It just is what it is, and all they got is YouTube. All they got is boxing talk. I get it, dog. I get it. But I love the sport. You know, I have my opinions, and that's just what it is. But yeah, man, shout out to Brian Norman Jr. For me, I just heard a lot of accountability in his interview, and I'm looking forward to when he comes back. I heard a lame, I forgot which lame it was, because you know me, I call names. I have no issue with calling them motherfucking names, but somebody said, they were talking about how, where's all the Brian Norman Jr. fans? It's what I heard, and I'm like, what? Like, Brian Norman Jr. has been low-key. He's been chilling. And at the end of the day, it's like, what do you expect for his fans, his supporters to say? You know, he just took a loss. He's regrouping. Me personally, I'm not in his camp. Me personally, I don't care to be within any fighter's camp. I don't care to be a fighter's #1 correspondent or nothing like that. I don't care to be an insider. I don't care about none of that shit. I just love the sport in general, and I love attending events. But as I said, I'm not in Brian Norman Jr.'s inner camp. I ain't within his inner circle. So, I mean, what do you expect supporters to do? Just continuously talk about him for no reason? Like, he just took an L, and hey, let that man regroup. It is what it is. And the perfect time to speak on him is when, you know, he comes out and he does these interviews like he just did with Cigar Talk. So it's just, I mean, as you know, there's just a lot of weird activities on this internet, man. There's a lot of dudes who they invite this is what's extremely weird. You have dudes who sit on the internet, right, and they consistently inviting you to their male parts. They're inviting you to their male parts, but then try to say that you're gay. Like, for one, in 2026, we're in 2026 now, you should not be inviting any men to your male parts because in today's day, 9 times out of 10, one of these dudes gonna do it. They gonna be down for it. So for a lot of these dudes to claim to be heterosexual and you invite men to your male parts, you suspect. You sus. Ain't nowhere around it. Ain't nowhere around it. But but yeah, man, I'm looking forward. Oh yeah, Brian Norman Jr. He also said that he definitely would love to rematch Devin Haney, and I'm with it, man. If it could happen, I mean, of course he gotta, get back on the winnings column, and he's definitely got to create that opportunity for himself. And another thing that I loved is that he said that he stayed out there in Saudi just to reassess the situation of what happened, and he's in his head. That was his first big fight, and he also just kind of overanalyzed the situation. Remember, that was his. Yes, he's been on big stages, but this is just a different big stage. So he's got that experience now, and I still believe that he feels he could have definitely won that fight. In my opinion, I don't believe it was a masterclass performance by Devin Haney. Of course, Devin Haney asserted himself in that second round by knocking him down, but after that, he didn't do too much to really. Yeah, he won the fight. Don't get me wrong, but it definitely wasn't no masterclass. Just straight sweep. He didn't just beat the shit out of him like that. He won, but it wasn't. It wasn't like no. He didn't wash him at all, in my opinion. And of course, you have Haney fanboys who will say that he did wash him. It is what it is, dog. But yeah, man. Shout out to Brian Norman Jr. I'm sure him and his pops is all good. It definitely seemed like there was some turmoil. I ain't gonna cap. Seemed like there was some turmoil, but it was just more about Devin Haney. I'm sorry. It is just more about Norman Jr. just taking control of his career. And he just got to assert himself and be like, hey, Pops, it's time for you to fall back. And let's get some top-notch coaches in my camp. It's just that simple. But the next topic I got, hey, y'all smash my like button. If you're new here, smash the sub button. Let's rap about Druski. Now, if you don't know Druski's funny as hell to me. To me, I look at him, he does a lot of skits. He pretty much trolls motherfuckers in these skits. And he's like I'm an 80s baby, so he's like a Cabbage Patch doll to me. He's like one of them mixed Cabbage Patch dolls. But he's funny as hell, and his latest skit got a lot of motherfuckers mad. He just did a recent skit about mega churches and just all their antics. And the thing is that usually he exaggerates in his skits, but in this skit, he's not exaggerating at all. Hey, salute, Josh. What up, bro? Appreciate you sliding through. But yeah, so Druski, he's not exaggerating at all in this skit, and it's just funny as hell. And so a lot of church folk and all that, they up in arms about it. And my thing is like, hey, you gave him the ammunition. For one, y'all been hustling the people for years, and Hey, it's comedy. Where's y'all sense of humor? You gotta have a sense of humor out here. Life is a lot easier when you can laugh at life. I'm one of those type cats to where I'm that person who's laughing when nobody really should be laughing. And also just to go a little bit further, like I'm that person who's gonna say something. I'm the person who's saying what needs to be said. So I'm never gonna tell you what you need to hear. I'm not gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear. That's me all the time. Even in a group chat with my little brothers and my older cousins, I'm always that dude that's expressing myself with no filter. That's me. Always had nuts forever. They ain't never been afraid to bite my tongue. Of course, nowadays it's more about knowing the timing, because you just can't go. You gotta have some wisdom to it. But yeah, man, Druski, super funny dude. He got cats in they feelings, and this is my thing. Like I said, my dad is actually from Nigeria, right? And I understand that there is a lot of gullible people over there, and they were colonized. But as an '80s baby, I watched Roots, and the number one thing I took from Roots, even though yes, we've learned that Roots was fake, but they were beat. Our people were beat into religion. Again, I respect you. Whatever you pray to or whatever you wanna worship, that's on you, man. I ain't mad at none of that shit. But if you can see that that's not naturally, you can see from the beginning that it's not naturally who we are. How can you still follow some? I don't get it. Josh says the $1 million question is, was he lying pertaining to the skit? Nah, man, that man wasn't lying at all. That's the thing. We all know the truth hurts. The truth be hurting a lot. Man, the truth burns. The truth burns like a motherfucker. And so, of course, eventually people will get over it. But that boy Druski been on fire with these skits, man. I ain't gonna cap. This shit just funny as hell, dog. It's wild, man. Dang, man. Almost 20 minutes already. Whew. But yeah, man, I got a couple more minutes. I want to get into this next situation. This next subject I got is about it's kind of like your family, man. My dad, he's old. He's getting older. He is old, motherfucker. But I am now my father's POA, and if y'all don't know what that is, that's the power of attorney. And me and my father's power of attorney now, it's almost mind-boggling to realize, like, the man who basically sprayed you out into this world, the man who busted that nut, right? Like, I am literally in charge of his finances and his last decision of his life. And so, if you can, man, my biggest message is just get right with your people. Get right. If you can, get right with your people. I understand that being related to somebody, even if it's your mom and your dad or, your cousin, that doesn't mean that they're family. I understand there's a lot of people who's gone through a shit ton of trauma. But if you can, man, get right with your people, because there's not, especially your parents, because in a sense it's like And like I said, I understand that, yes, there is some things, some lines that have been crossed that you just can't go back. But there's nothing like, I mean, the people who gave birth to you, man, who created you, helped create you, man. You gotta, and I'm just thankful that I've let go of a lot of BS. I'm just super happy that I've let go of a lot of BS. I don't hold no grudges towards my pops. I love them. I love dude. And I just wanted to share that. I don't get too super personal, but yeah, I just wanted to be vulnerable and share that shit because it's dope though. It's dope. And of course, yesterday we had like a little hold on, shit. Yeah, I had to spit. But yeah, yesterday we had like one of those meetings where I got together with his doctors and shit, and we were talking and shit. And so it's definitely it's a little bit of challenges because he's not down here in Miami, but it's cool, man. It's at first when I became the power of attorney of him, it felt challenging. I felt overwhelmed, but I feel like I'm feeling like I'm getting the wing of it now. I'm feeling a little bit comfortable right now, so it's cool. It's definitely cool, man. It's just funny seeing your peeps, your family, super active, and then now, they start to slow. Well, my pop, he definitely slowing way down than what he used to. And like I said, it's also mentions too, man. Take care, because my dad, he used to be married, but it's that's a whole nother story I don't want to get into. But my pops was married, so it's also mentions to, man, you gotta really love one who loves you because time is ticking and you're not escaping this realm with these bodies. So everybody's got a date, and the worst that could ever happen to you is you end up, you know, spending your last days alone. I mean, that's just the reality for my pops. He got to spend it alone. And as much as I love my pops, hey, he ain't above approach. So what I mean by that is that he got to lay in the bed that he made. It is what it is. It is what it is. So make sure you loving on these women that truly love you. Make sure you do that, dog. My dad wanted to be a Rolling Stone. He wanted to have numerous buns, numerous cheeks. Josh said, "Now you got to take care of them." Crazy out, man. Telling you, it turns, bro. It's crazy. He said most people dream to be in a position to take care of their parents like they did us. It's I'm per se not really taking care of him because he's like in a what you call that, like a facility, right? But I definitely am like his final decisions, and it's definitely as far as his finances and shit goes. I make decisions on his finances and stuff now. So, but it's definitely, it really makes you think like, wow, this is a real, like, it's like a full circle type moment, and hey, I couldn't be happier to do it for him. But yeah, man, make sure you, like I said, taking care of these women, respecting them, loving them. My dad, he wanted to be a player. My dad been a player since forever, and like I said, he gotta live with that, the results of that. Me, I'm thankful. I'm gonna just say this, just a disclaimer, no diss to anybody, but I'm happy I didn't find any high school love or nothing like that. I believe if I would have found, if I would have had like a high school sweetheart, I would have been divorced. I know me. I would have been divorced. I would have been in some of her friends' cheeks. I would have been just wild because I just believe that it's important for you to get out there and live life and experience life. You shouldn't be trying to be in a serious relationship, be in so young when you don't even know yourself. You don't even really know yourself. And so, of course, everybody has their own journey, but I'm thankful that you could say I pretty much got married a little late. People would say I mean, I got twins. I got twins that are 3 right now. So, yeah, I got married, I mean, when we got together, we didn't have kids right away or anything at that, too. So, yeah, but I'm just happy to be so much wiser and just as far as just dealing with women. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Of course, I'm an asshole and I, I've done some bogus shit. I'm not above that at all. But just as far as the idea of staying down with my lady, like I'm faithful, dog. I'm faithful. I don't, of course, I see beautiful women here and there. I see, but I don't need to touch them. I'm cool. Yeah, I'm not on none of that. So that's why I said I'm happy that I was able to truly live life. Cause man, I done had a lot of cheeks in my life. I ain't, no cap. Of course, I'm nowhere near Wilt Chamberlain or Wilt Chamberlain or nothing like that, but I definitely got around, like Pac said. I definitely got around, and I'm cool. I'm happy with the experience that I had. I don't need any more. I'm cool. What means the most to me now is having a fulfilling relationship with one lady. I don't need a bunch of chicks. And so, like I said, I'm just speaking from my experience, nobody else's. So, hey, I'm happy with it. But yeah, okay, yeah, you right. Yeah, POA, it is, it is. You right. Josh says my granddaddy the same way a Rolling Stone for real. Man, these dudes, it's crazy. So yeah, also, I mean, like I said, I've been focused before in the sense of knowing what I wanted far before. Cause let's be honest, I could have been married before I got married, but it just never happened. And of course, I was able to really like, okay, before I even did it, like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And remember, just in relationships in general, it's not all peaches and cream. You're gonna go through some shit. And I could just be honest and be a man and say that a lot of shit that I've gone through was my fault. A lot of people ain't gonna say that, but I can say that wholeheartedly here. My chick is too dope for me. It was all my fault. I'm man enough to admit that, and I stand on that. All my fault. My trauma and stuff as a kid, or just other relationships. So, but hey, man, it's about growth, right? So I'm growing. So when I see relationships out here, it's easy for me to give grace because I understand that we're not perfect. We're all growing, and that's what it is. So I mean, not saying like I said, when I say it's all my fault, that doesn't mean I've cheated. I've never cheated, but I've definitely been on some bogus ass shit. I say that, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, family. Dang, let me stay here till at least 30. Let me get 30 minutes out of this bitch. But yeah, man, my nose a little stuff. I had to pause earlier to hock a loogie. But yeah, man. Today is Wednesday. I definitely, to everybody that genuinely support me, I definitely wish you a blessed Wednesday. That's WINSDAY. I just have this mentality that, and I'm a person who my glass is always half full. So, me waking up, I just automatically dock the day as a great day because there's so many people that don't get the opportunity to wake up. So again, what you need to realize is that don't paint your day as a bad day. Like, you have bad moments, moments that you don't, that are uncomfortable, but you should never paint the whole day as a bad day. As I said, you have bad moments, but not bad, I get it. I mean, there's things that are gonna really hurt you, but even past that moment of what really hurt you, and even in that moment, there's just so many things to be just thankful for. And like I said, if I had a religion, it's just staying thankful, staying appreciative, staying aware. So that's how I get down. But we reached that 30-minute. I'm shocked that I even stayed on this long. I didn't think I was gonna stay in this long at all. But shout out to those who came through. What's old boy name? I'm going with a Scotty Hikes or whatever the fuck his name is. Shout out you to come through. You didn't have to type in the chat, and you did. You did a lot more than a lot of these motherfuckers who just gonna lurk on this live. Shout out to the homeboy Scholar, the boxing scholar. Shout out to you. Shout out to the homeboy Josh. I appreciate it, man. Hey, like I said, man, I love doing this shit. And it also gives me a chance to really, truly articulate myself. Because I know a lot of videos that I've done in the past, I'd be like, man, what the fuck was I talking about, man? What the fuck was I talking about? And so the more you do something, the better you become at it. This is something I don't really like talking. Well, I mean, now I do. So like I said, this is me being out of my comfort zone. This is what I like. I'm really that quiet dude. Like, if you know me, then yeah, I'ma talk a lot. But for the most part, I'm not quiet dude that just sitting around observing. I'm a quiet dude you really don't want to fuck with like that. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not one of them tough guys that walk around with a mean mug. It's just that I just like to stay to myself. And so I'm just happy that I'm going against the grain of who I really am, in the sense of talking and expressing myself. And it's interesting because, like I said, on YouTube, you're speaking to an audience. You don't know who your audience is. And for the most part, is people who, of course, you have your supporters, people who support you. And then you just have people that you don't fuck with, just, that sit there and listen in, which it is what it is. But it is what it is. But again, like I said, have a blessed Wednesday. Replay gang. Smash the like button. Smash the sub button. And I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, I'm gone.